Assalamualaikum and hi.
My name is Inta Solebehi Sari with meeting number 2314220.
My name is Siti Aisyah Idina binti Abdul Kamal, metric number 23110.
Nur Zahira binti Muhammad Ramzul Zaman, metric number 2323970.
I'm Putri Zurina Zaida binti Zaini with metric number 2315964.
I'm Nurina binti Mahathir with metric number 2315258. We're going to present about socialism.
Do you know about socialism?
I don't know.
Let me explain. It happened back in the late 19th century. A political idea on economic matters regarding the workers spread profoundly across Europe. The Industrial Revolution played a significant role in changing the economic and social organization landscape. Economic activities based on agriculture had turned to an economy based on the large-scale industry, manufacturing, and the factory system. All factory owners only wanted a big profit for their company. Thus, they pushed for a mass production with small wages to the workers. However, the factory owners were concerned about making a profit and they had to compete with other businesses. Due to this problem, an ideology of socialism emerged to protect workers' rights, the poor and the low-class citizens.
So, how about the study of socialism?
Socialism developed during the 19th century in Western Europe countries. In almost every case of early socialist thought, the expression came from the hardship experienced by the working classes. During that time, socialists often argued for the strong government and start influence the politics. Then they came from the power of many European countries and socialists still working until today. And how about the founder of socialism? It's hard to define one single as the founder of socialism, but Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels are the most important socialist thinkers in history. Their work and writing in 19th century will inspire millions of people around the world to see the social and political reform. And this is a famous book, Das Kapital and Communist Manifest. How about the concept of socialism? Socialism is a social economic system that advocates for collective ownership and democratic control of the means of production, aiming to create a more equitable distribution of the wealth and resources in the society. It emphasizes social welfare, equality, cooperation over the private profit and competition. The factor of development in the socialism. The development of socialism is influenced by the wide range of factors such as historical context, political ideology, social movement, and economy. Economic injustice, exploitation, and discrimination of the capitalism are usual causes of the socialism. Furthermore, political movement, intellectual debate, and revolution all have the impact on the evolution of socialist thought and practice. The trajectory of the socialist expansion is also significantly shaped by the cultural values, technology, and the international relations. How about the characteristics and principles of the socialism?
Let me explain. Four characteristics and principles of socialism, which are social ownership, social justice, democratic control, and solidarity and cooperation. So first, social ownership. What is social ownership? Socialism emphasizes collective or public ownership means of production rather than private ownership by individual or corporation. This can take the form of state ownership, worker cooperative, or community ownership. Second is social justice. Socialist principles prioritize social justice and the well-being of all members of society, particularly those who are disadvantaged. This includes ensuring access to essential services such as healthcare, education, housing, and employment opportunities for all citizens. And third is democratic control. Many socialists believe in the importance of democratic decision-making processes, both within the political system and in economic institutions. These may involve direct democracy, participatory democracy, or worker self-management, where decisions about production and distribution are made collectively by workers. Lastly is solidarity and cooperation. Socialism emphasizes the value of solidarity and cooperation among individuals and groups, rather than competition and individualism. This includes promoting collaboration and mutual aid to address social problems and common goals.
In a socialist system, the government or the community as a whole typically owns and manages key industries and resources such as healthcare, education, utilities, and sometimes major sectors of the economy like manufacturing and agriculture. One of the examples of socialism is the Nordic model practiced in countries like Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. In these countries, there are high levels of taxation to fund extensive social welfare programs such as universal healthcare, free education, and generous unemployment benefits. Well, it is good because it includes greater income equality, access to essential services regardless of income, and a strong social safety net that reduces poverty and inequality. However, socialists argue that high taxes can stifle economic growth and innovation, and some people may feel discouraged from working hard due to the generous welfare benefits. So, that is one of the goals of socialism, which is to achieve greater equality and social justice by ensuring that wealth and resources are distributed more evenly among the population. In a simple way to explain, socialism differs based on the perspective and implementation. Advocates claim that it promotes equality, social justice, and shared resources, while critics frequently point to the inefficiencies, a lack of incentives, and the possibility of government overreach. The ultimate success or failure of socialism is determined on how it is implementing and the specific socio-economic circumstances.
In Islamic worldview, socialism shares some common principles and values, but also has its strengths and shortcomings when viewed through the lens of Quran and Hadith. The first goal of socialism is both socialism and Islam emphasize the importance of social justice and the equality distribution of wealth. The Quran promotes charity, caring for the less fortunate, and ensure the basic needs of all individuals are met. In Hadith Muslim, the Prophet said, Muslims are like one body of a person. If the eye is sore, the whole body is ache. And if head is ache, and the whole body is ache. Islam encourages the sharing of wealth and resources, including through the institution of zakat. Socialism similarly advocates the restitution policy of address economic inequality. In Hadith Abu Hurairah, Ibn Umar said, Prophet also forbidden the reselling of stuff by somebody who has bought it unless he has received it with exactly full measurement. For the shortcoming, while socialism emphasizes toleration with responsibility and also stresses individual accountability and the importance of personal initiative, some interpretations may see socialism as potentially undermining individual motivation and intentionally. In Al-Quran, the Quran says, whoever is guided is only guided for the benefit of his soul, and whoever earns only earns again, and no barrier of burdens will hurt the burdens of another, and never will be punished until we send a messenger. Also, when socialism challenges the nation of private property, Islam upholds its sanctity but with responsibility to its use and distribution. Some interpretation may see socialism opposed to property right as incompatible with Islamic teaching. The Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, said, whoever takes place of the land of other unjustly, he will sing down the seven earths on the day of resurrection.
In summary, socialism was born out of the exploitation and injustice that the Industrial Revolution brought about. It was based on the defense of the underprivileged and the rights of workers. It tenets stress equitable resources distribution, democratic control, and group ownership. Although socialism is in line with Islamic values of compassion and social justice, it also raises questions about personal initiative and creativity. The emphasis on economic fairness and welfare, which is consistent with Islamic ideals of compassion and social responsibility, is one of socialism's advantages in the context of Islam. However, cons include possible restriction on personal freedom and creativity, which could go against Islamic values of accountability and self-determination. Ultimately, the compatibility of socialism with Islam depends on how its principles are implemented and whether they uphold the ethical foundation of justice and compassion outlined in Islamic teachings.
Thank you. That's all for us.
Wait. What about part 2?
Part 2?
So guys, let's talk about socialism.
Socialism.
Socialism. Based on my reading, socialism is an ideology that promotes equality among the people. But it's different with capitalism, which monopoly of wealth by rich people.
It's not the same. Capitalism is not the same.
Capitalism and socialism is not the same.
So, it's starting from the 19th century. Karma and Engels. Karma and Engels is a very, very famous socialist. They've been writing many about socialism, and many socialists inspired by them because they are good in writing about socialism.
Karl Marx, 19th century.
Yeah, starting from that.
So, how can we identify the socialism?
Based from what I know, socialism emphasizes the equitable distribution of resources. So, like in socialist community, their focus in everyone's basic needs, such as healthcare, education, and shelter. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that means when the issue of today were rising debt for studies, students tend to use debt to complete their studies, and then socialist people tend to give some idea to them, which is giving them student debt forgiveness so that they can continue in their study in higher education. In you guys' opinion, do you think socialism is a good or a bad?
I think socialism is have a two sides. It's like good side and bad side. I think because socialism is common, like in Islamic worldview, also have socialism, the equality, the social justice. But if you look at the bad side, it's not for individuals. For example, right, I say, if individual have put a good side of it, or just do it good deed, so that can benefit of it, you will not just split it to other to be equal.
I don't
It's not fair. Only them do it and everyone gets it.
So what we can conclude
So I think socialism, there's some good in it where it distributes equality among people, right? So,
So you can say that the socialism not equality, but justice. Everyone is same. Everyone get the same amount.
Yes.
But still have some good and bad, right?
Yeah.
That's not all socialism is good.
Yeah.
So that's a bad side.
Socialism is an ideology made by men, right? So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, that's the pros and cons.
so now we know about socialism.
Finally, we know about it.
Few ideas can polarize like socialism. Many see it as the path to freedom. Many others see it as the path to tyranny. This video won't pick sides in that debate. We're only here to answer the question, what is it? What is socialism? Many would say that the answer is simple, and they'd open a dictionary and read a definition about socialism being the government owning the means of production and directing the economy. That's definitely a significant understanding of socialism, but the problem is it's tied to a certain era, and many, if not most, of modern socialists don't go by it. So we're going to need something broader. But then if you ask those socialists what they think socialism is, their answer is often unusably broad, like saying socialism is the hope for human freedom and justice under the unprecedented conditions of life that humanity will face in the 21st century. So by that, pretty much anyone can be a socialist. This is the point where people usually do a lot of henrying about how difficult it is to nail down a specific conception of socialism. I frankly don't think it's that bad. I think the best way to do this is to go through socialism chronologically, show where the ideas came from, where they converged, and where they split, and where that leaves us